Hey, it's Zach with Splitwood Studio, and today I'm going to be making a clock out of some Red Coolibah I got off of Facebook Marketplace. When I originally bought this, it was about 3 inches thick, so I used my chainsaw mill to cut it in half, and that was a bit dramatic because the chainsaw has about a 3/8 inch kerf, but it was too big to resaw on my bandsaw, and I didn't want to spend the time finding one nearby that I could borrow or use. After that, I sent it through the planer to make sure that both sides were completely smooth and parallel, and then I cleaned up all of the edges with my chisel and nylon wheel. This took a long time because of how firmly the bark was still holding on. I was able to get a lot of it with the chisel, but the nylon wheel was the main tool that I had to use to remove everything, and it worked pretty well, but just took a lot of time because of a lot of the nubs. Using my router and a bushing template set, I was able to create a pocket for the clock mechanism to sit in, and I made sure to oversize that pocket so that it could account for any wood movement in the future. After cleaning it up with a chisel, I moved on to sanding. I started off with 80 grit and worked my way up to 180, and then I moved on to finishing, and I went with my usual Rubio monocoat. This took quite a while because of the clock pocket and all of the nubs on the exterior. I had to use a tiny little fine detail brush to be able to get everything. And I will admit that I have found something that I don't like about Rubio monocoat, and that is the accelerator portion. It comes in a tiny little bottle that connects to the bottom of the first part, and it's just not very well designed. I've used about half of the Rubio monocoat that I have, and I cannot get any more accelerator out. And so that's really aggravating, honestly. I decided to go with 2 coats of the Rubio to make sure that I was able to seal everything, but I only did that for the front and back, not on all of the sides, just because it was going to be impossible to sand that with those maroon pads. So what do you guys think of this little clock? Personally, I love it. I think it looks really good, especially for how relatively simple this project was. As always, don't forget to follow to see what I build next.